Hey you guys, how's it going? So here it is. This is the 2017 Mazda CX-5. I have waited a long time to be able to shoot this video, and I know a lot of you guys out there have been requesting this video for a long time as well. Before I start, I do want to give a big thank you to Autonation Mazda over here in Fort Worth, Texas. They were one of the first ones to get the CX-5 in. They were also gracious enough to let me film the car. If you want any more information or details about their dealership, I've got all their information in the description box below, so feel free to click that. Definitely showing them some love for letting me film this car. But to start off, guys, this is the new body style for 2017. They did just basically build off of the first generation CX-5, the Kodo design language, Skyactiv technology, everything like that. And the way they did the design is absolutely beautiful. I mean, just look at how just gorgeous this car is, especially in this white. This is going to be the Snowflake Crystal White Mica, and it is a new color for 2017. It's got a lot more pearl in it, and then you got that big grille up front now, which looks incredible. If you get a little bit closer, it kind of has this like Mercedes-Benz crosshair kind of look. It's really, really cool. You've also got your big Mazda logo just right front and center. I do like this little part right over here. So you do have this kind of slit where I guess air can kind of flow through here, which looks incredible. You got your chrome going all along the bottom of the headlamp right there, all the way down, and then all the way across. So it definitely has a real mean look to it. So if you saw this thing in your rear view mirror, it would look pretty good, to say the least. You do have these new wheels for 2017, which look equally incredible. Give you a good look at those. Definitely a great job on those wheels. And so this is the Grand Touring, guys, so everything you're going to see is going to be standard on the Grand Touring, which is the top of the line trim. So we'll go ahead and unlock the car, get it started. There are multiple ways you can get in the car. So you do get the standard Mazda key that comes with every Mazda. Right here, you've got your lock up top, unlock. You do have automatic liftgate for this generation. You're gonna have your alarm, and on the back, you have a little tab to get your key out. So if the battery ever dies in the car, battery ever dies in your key, you can get into the car and get your belongings out, or pop the hood if you ever need to give it a jump. But go ahead and get in. There are multiple ways to get into the car. You obviously do have standard keyless entry. So if I come up to the door right here, which you, by the way, you can get a good look at that pearl. Looks absolutely amazing. But if I hit this button, one beep, it's gonna mean it's locked, and two beeps, it's gonna mean it's unlocked. Right. Now coming over here to the door, guys, you do have this kind of new design. You've got all this soft touch leather coming across here, soft touch here, and you're gonna have this kind of knee pad area. So if you are a taller passenger and your knees kind of go out to the side when you sit in, and I'll show you guys in just a second, but your knee actually ends up resting against this, which is a pretty cool touch that they put that there. You're also gonna have this contrast stitching coming all along here. And of course, soft touch padding, so if I touch this, it's all gonna be super, super soft. And if you go up a little bit, you've got this kind of cool faux wood. It's actually aluminum, but they kind of painted it to, I guess, kind of look like wood, but it actually looks really cool in person. And of course, you got this chrome strip coming along the bottom, which kind of folds right into the door handle right there, coming up and meeting all that stitching that comes across the door right there. And of course, you got a standard Bose Centerpoint 2 surround sound Bose sound system. You're gonna have power driver seats with lumbar support. And of course, you do have leather on these seats. You've got that good quality leather with the perforations running right up the top right there. You also have a new seat design for 2017, which is definitely a lot more comfortable. It's a lot more plush. So if you actually give it a good squeeze, it's really, really comfortable. It's not as I guess hard feeling as the last generation. So we'll go ahead and hop in. Scoot this seat back just a bit. And one thing you'll notice is when I shut the door, listen how solid this thing sounds. Definitely improved that for 2017. You also have a lot more sound deadening this year as well, which is always going to be welcomed. So very easy to start up. You do have push start, so as soon as the key is in the interior of the car, all you do is put your foot in the brake. That light right there will turn green, and go ahead and push it. Pretty simple startup. Alrighty. And so steering wheel for this year, really good quality steering wheel. So every Mazda is going to this new steering wheel design, which is great. It's got a good quality feeling leather. You've got nice grip bolsters up top. You're gonna have this cool aluminum accent right down here. And you've also got real good quality stitching coming all along the side. And just the grain from the leather, as you can see right here, just the grain it's incredible. So just the feel of it is great. You've got these aluminum accents coming across here. You've got your voice commands, volume commands, previous, next, phone commands, info, your Mazda logo right in the middle, radar cruise control. You've got a lot of things in here. So let's come over here to the side, guys. You do have these buttons here. So you do have a button for your power liftgate, traction control, lane keep assist, which I'll get to in just a second, and then your gas, and then your hood pop right under there. You do have automatic headlights. You're also going to have automatic rain sensing wipers right over here, so you can see the auto right there. And if you click it down one, that'll be automatic. So as soon as water runs over these sensors up here, the wipers will automatically kind of do their thing. The gauges for 2017 are basically the same gauges as you can see right there. And if I toggle this info button, I'm going to kind of go through these settings for you. So if I hit it once, right now it's on the, basically these are all the safety commands. Let me turn this AC down a little bit. These are basically all the safety commands. So if I hit this one more time, you're going to get your compass, A trip monitor, B trip monitor, maintenance, so you can schedule your oil changes in here, which your oil changes are every 7,500 miles on this car. And of course, back to this screen. And this screen is going to be things like your radar cruise control, lane keep assist. So back to that button I was telling you about. So if I hit that lane keep assist button, the one that you saw over here to the side, the lines on the outside go away. So that basically means your lane keep is turned off, and you'll also see a little icon over here that turns off as well. And so now it's back on. And once these black lines are fully filled in white, then at that point, if you get out of your lane, the car will actually turn the steering wheel to put you back into your lane. It'll ping pong you like 1 or 2 times, and then it tells you to grab hold of the steering wheel. You also have these little bars right up here, which is going to be your radar cruise control. So these bars represent cars, or car lengths to be exact. So right now it's 4 car lengths behind the car in front of you, 3 car lengths, 2 car lengths, 1 car length. So if you had your cruise control set to like 60 miles an hour, someone pulls in front of you going 50, right now it's on 2 car lengths back, so it would pull 2 car lengths behind the person that's going 50. So you'd probably be going like, in the 40s or something like that. Once that car moves, it'll automatically speed back up to this speed you had originally set. And new for 2017, this will actually take you all the way down to a stop and then continue from there. So that's a really cool feature that they added. And you can turn everything off, so you can turn the radar cruise control off, so as you can see the boxes went away, and then you can turn the lane keep off, which at that point that screen's kind of useless, but it's pretty cool that Mazda does allow you to turn everything completely off if you wanted to. Moving over here to the middle, you got your new display right here, which I like it a lot. It's not as distracting as a lot of people may think. So I've seen a lot of comments where people say it's just weird that they put it up there, it's in the way. And when you get into the cabin, it's really not in the way at all. It's kind of sunken down into this back part, so it doesn't look like it's sticking up as high, and it's actually a lot smaller than you may think. And so if I'm looking this way, it's really not in my line of sight at all. And the good thing about it being up like that is all I have to do is a quick glance this way to see the screen, and my line of focus is still in this general area. So if something happened over here on the road, I can quickly just turn back and look this direction and still have this kind of in my same line of sight. So I personally think it's a good idea, but everyone has their own opinions with styling and stuff like that. You do have your hazards here. You've got these really cool aluminum vents, which are just super prominent. You know, if you go this way, you can actually see how thick they are. So that's pretty cool. You go down a little bit further, you do have your heated seats, your push start. And now this is not the premium package, so there's one package to add to this, which is a premium package. And so the things this is missing from that is heated steering wheel, heated rear seats. You get a full heads-up display like the CX-9, so the one that holograms things on the windshield for you. You get that added. You're also going to get memory driver seat, powered passenger seat, and you get traffic sign recognition. So if you drive past a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit sign, it'll project that onto the heads-up display. Those are the only things this is missing. But for right at 30,000 even, this I think is just the sweet spot with the CX-5. You get all the looks, you get all the technology without having too much of that extra stuff that you don't need. So moving down here, you do have your automatic dual zone climate control. So I can turn this whatever temperature I want on the right side, and if I hit this dual, it syncs it back up. You do have storage space down here. You're also going to have a little 12 volt right underneath there as well. This does use the 6-speed automatic, which I literally think this 6-speed automatic performs almost as good as a dual clutch, and that's not an exaggeration at all. So if you drive this car, the upshifts are just extremely quick, especially when you put it into sport mode, which I'll get to in just a second, and then it'll rev match downshifts for you. It's an incredible 6-speed automatic. You know, Mazda did a great job, and hopefully I'll get around to doing a drive video. I can actually show you guys how quick this thing shifts, but it's pretty amazing. So if you like that visceral kind of involving feeling, this is definitely the best transmission, especially in a class that is filled with, you know, CVT automatics. This is a good breath of fresh air for sure. So with the sport mode, it's real simple. You just push it up one time. Sport is going to pop up over here, and then it'll hold you between 4,000 and 6,000 RPMs, kind of keep you in the meat of the power band, and shift points are a lot quicker. Throttle response is almost more immediate than normal, which is basically at that point it's instantaneous. It's very, very crisp throttle response, which they actually tweaked for this year to make that throttle response a lot more on the responsive side. You do have your electronic parking brake, so if I put my foot on the brake and push down, that'll turn it off, and all I have to do is push it up to turn it off. Auto hold will actually hold the brakes for you at a stoplight or a stop sign. So if you're driving, all you have to do is put your foot in the brake and then push down a little bit further. And when you push down further, it'll say hold somewhere in these two areas, and it'll actually just hold the brakes for you. So you come to a stop sign, put your foot in the brake, take your foot off, and you can just kind of hang out like this until the light turns green, and all you have to do is tap the gas and it'll go. So that's a really cool feature. And while I'm down here, here's that other set of knee pads over here. So if you are taller, you have these nice soft padding for your knees to rest against, and your same contrast stitching coming all along here as well. Your cup holders, and of course your Mazda Connect infotainment knobs. So you can use this as a touchscreen when you're in park. So if I hit an icon on here, it's definitely touchscreen. But over 6 miles an hour, it disables that function, and then you have to be fully reliant on this, which is, it's real easy to work. I mean, every Mazda has it now, and so, you know, if you've seen any of my other reviews, you pretty much know how to work this. But for those of you who don't, I'll go over that in its appropriate time in the video. You do have your storage space, which is a little bit bigger for 2017. So you've got a coin holder. If you lift that up, you have deeper space, USB auxiliary, 12 volt, SD slot, which is actually where your navigation chip will go, and of course these little divots, so if you have anything charging, it's not going to pinch your cord whenever you shut this. So that's really, really nice. If you go up here, you are going to have your your home link and all of your, you know, auto dimming mirror, everything like that. Sunglass holder. So it's got a nice soft padding in there, that way it's not going to scratch your sunglasses. One touch sunroof, which does have your wind deflector. And then of course your vanity mirrors, which do have a light, a card holder, and an extension, so that way if the sun's in a weird spot, you can catch it for the most part. So to go over this, now really simple to work. All you have to do is, so if I go over here to the far left, that's your applications. Applications is going to be all of your car related things. So maintenance, you can set your maintenance up in there. Oil changes are every 7,500 miles. The car will actually alert you when it's time to get an oil change. And then of course your warning guidance, so right now it's telling me I'm low on gas. So that's pretty cool. It is a very good sound system. It sounds incredible. So especially now that the CX-5 is a lot more sound deadening, double pane windows, which I do want to show you guys those double pane windows. All right. So as you can see, there's two pieces of glass right there. And I just think it's really cool that they did that. You know, just having that super quiet cabin really allows you to be able to listen to your music more. And plus you have Bose tweeters up here now, and you've got another speaker right back here in the back. So you do have plenty of space to be able to listen to your music. Let me hop in the back and show you guys the rear legroom. They did improve the rear legroom a lot for 2017. They also widened the door opening, so the door almost opens to like a 90-degree angle. So getting car seats in and out is a lot easier. Let me put these seats up real quick. Alright, so hopping here in the back, I do have the seat adjusted to my height. I'm 6 feet tall. So sitting back here, I've got about, you know, that much room. You have your map pockets here. Map pockets. And for those of you who are familiar with the 2016 CX-5, you will rejoice at the fact that there are now rear air vents. Hallelujah. You also have reclining rear seats now. So there's a little latch up here. That's your first setting. And that's your second setting. So you can recline your rear seats. So I'm right at 6 feet tall, and headroom is definitely not an issue in this new car, which is great. The back seat is actually a lot more comfortable than the previous generation. Here is your cup holders, and if you were to get the premium package, you would have heated rear seats back here. You also have storage space in here with two 2-amp USB chargers, so those things will definitely charge your iPad while you're watching a movie, so that's real cool. They put those back here. And of course the same divots right here, so you won't pinch your cord while you're charging your devices. So big improvement on the rear part of the car. So very glad Mazda decided to pay more attention to that for sure. And now the other thing everyone talked about was the lack of power liftgate, which of course they did fix for this year model. So now you do have a power liftgate. And up here you're gonna have your settings, so you can set the height on here. So if I wanted it, let's say if I was a little bit shorter and I wanted to save it this position, I just hold it right there for about 3 seconds. Next time it opens, it'll open to that position. So that's cool, they put that there. Sound deadening was big for this car as well. So there's a lot more carpet back here in the back, as you can tell. So a lot more carpet back here. All on the wheel wells, everything like that. You do have these cubbies over here. Oops, sorry guys. There we go. You do have your spare, which is going to be a full spare. It's not like a dummy spare. And then you have your Bose subwoofer right in there. You're also going to have your full jack. And you also have these little latches here, so you can fold your seats down. Sorry, let me give you a better angle. Latches over here to do the same thing. And the same latch over here. So you can fold all of your seats completely flat, which is nice. And you can definitely fit a lot into the back of here. Let's go ahead and close this. Right. There we go. Cool. Now I'm gonna go over some of the safety features that are available on here as well, guys. Alright, so once your phone is connected, you will have all these settings that show up. Once your navigation's hooked in, unfortunately they didn't give me the nav chip, but this does come equipped with navigation standard. Your settings, so you can get really in depth with customizing this car. So you can actually turn the display off, so if it's nighttime it's a lot more distracting. You can turn it off and just touch the screen to turn it back on. This does have smart city brake support, so this distance recognition and smart city brake support are basically the same thing. SBS is smart brake support, SCBS is smart city brake support. So one's at high speeds, one's at low speeds. And basically what will happen is the brake pads will close in like this close to the disc. That way, if a collision is imminent, it'll flash right here. The whole thing will turn red and it'll say brake. At that point, you'll go ahead and try to brake. And if you do brake in time, with those pads being a lot closer to the disc, your braking will be a lot more immediate. And if you don't brake, then of course the system will then intervene and brake for you. Then the system won't have the computer won't have a far travel to brake either. So either way you do it, your braking is going to be a lot more immediate in those emergency situations. So that's cool that this does have that. Blind spot monitoring, so you do have little blind spot icons, which you can probably see it. So it's actually right here. So you have your blind spot right there, and it'll light up in the mirror. And if you blink left, it'll actually beep inside the cabin and let you know not to get over. And that symbol will flash about 4 times really quickly. And it has that on the left and the right side. So you do have blind spot for both sides. You also have rear cross traffic alert. So if I put the car in reverse, your backup camera comes up. If there's people moving or if there's cars moving behind you, it'll beep and let you know to stop backing up. And then you have this little cog where you can adjust all your tint, your contrast, and get really in depth right there. You're also going to have your lane keep assist. So like I said, if you get out of your lane, it'll turn you, put you back in your lane, and that is called intervention, which you can turn on or off. If you want the intervention off, it'll just make a rumble strip noise whenever you get out of your lane. So kind of like you're hitting a rumble strip on the shoulder of a highway, it'll make that same noise. And of course, sound settings, which we already went over, all of your clock settings, rain sensing windshield wipers you can turn off. This does have walkaway lock, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Turn signals, you can adjust all the volume on your turn signals. Lighting, this does have high beam control, so if your high beams are on, it'll automatically turn them off if it detects a car coming, if it detects you're in a well-lit area, or if it detects a car's tail lights, and then turn them back on whenever it deems appropriate. Adaptive front lighting, so the headlights will pivot left and right with the steering wheel at night, about 15 degrees each direction. And then you can adjust how long your lights stay on while your door's open and all kinds of crazy stuff. How many devices you have synced up, and then your basic English, Fahrenheit, miles per hour, everything like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lights on the outside, guys, and then I'll pop the hood so we can take a look at that. Alright, so here are the new lights for 2017, which I think they look incredible. The fog lamps down here. And you do have the same style lights in the back, so let me come back here and show you guys. Definitely nice. Alright. So for the motor, guys, it is the same motor carried over from the last generation. So you do have your Skyactiv motor, 2.5 4-cylinder, I'm sorry. It is going to make 3 extra horsepower, so make 187 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque, all running off of 87 octane, which is pretty neat. And yeah, guys, other than that, last thing I need to show you is that walkaway lock. So let me go ahead and power the car down. Okay. So once the key is out of the car, and I shut the doors, that first beep means that all the doors are closed when I walk away. That second beep locks the door. And that's pretty much gonna be it, you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this review of the 2017 CX-5. Once again, huge shout out to Autonation Mazda for letting me use this vehicle. Once again, you guys, if you want any information on their dealership, check my description box below. They are the first ones in the DFW area to have one. Also, if you guys want to subscribe to my channel, be sure to click up here to the left. And if you want to see any of my other videos, click up here to the right. Thank you guys so much for watching.